Hello and welcome, everyone. You are listening to The Crack. This is the podcast where I ask you what's the crack. So what's the crack, guys? Get in touch. Let us know. Hope you're well. Hope you're behaving. Hope everything's going your way. Yes, this is a new episode. I'm going to start off by saying thank you very much. Overwhelmingly, thank you very much for the feedback, response, the messages I've received since posting the absence explanation episode. Quite incredible. Very kind words being sent my way. It's one of these things. If you do have anything not wrong with your mental health, if you do have anything concerning you with your mental health, talk to somebody. Even your cat. There are a bunch of numbers you can phone. There are a bunch of people you can reach out to. I should probably try and post some of them, but even if it's your friend, your co-worker, teacher, policeman, no, maybe not the police. But yeah, since posting that episode, the response I've had shows a lot of people have had struggles, difficulties, challenges, flare-ups, awareness of their mental health. And it affects everybody differently, but it's amazing how many folk have been affected by it. So, from what I've learned from that, people like to hear folk talk about it. I think it makes them feel less alone. So, if you've got something on your mind, if not even that, if you have something you feel is not right, reaching out can honestly do you wonders. It was when I accepted that something wrong with my mental health, that's when I started getting help. And there's no shame in it. There is no shame at all. Some people just get sick. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you as a person, and your mind's the same thing. It's totally out of your control. It's not your fault. So don't feel any shame for that. There's another podcast I listen to called The Last Podcast on the Left, and one of the guys on there, I think he is actually bipolar, but he has a very good saying, and he says, your mental health is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. And I think that's a very important thing to remember. So, based on the episode alone, guys, thank you very much. Truly kind words sent my way. Thank you, everyone who got in touch. It really meant a lot. If you listened to the Halloween episode, I do apologise for how rushed that was. That was recorded, honestly, I finished my explanation, and I looked at the clock, and I was like, you know what, just go for it. It's Halloween, this is what you like doing. So I just sat down and went for it and just saw how that went. I don't think it went too smoothly. The story she got very much off the top of my head very quick. So next year, hopefully some folk will write in and I'll get some spooky stories. But the ones you got there were, yeah. My apologies, guys. So what's going on? What's new? You may have heard at the start of this episode, start of the show, you might have heard just then, we have a theme song. Very cool, very exciting, very kindly given, supplied by my friend Robbie, who releases music under the name Blackmill. So if you like the theme, which I hope you did, I was absolutely delighted with it. If you liked it, you can hear more of his work. So it's Blackmill, all one word. Type that into wherever you listen to your music from and you'll find his music. He's out there. Blackmill. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for supplying the theme. It's amazing how much that helps this feel like a real podcast, like a real boy. It makes it feel like a real podcast. It brings something together. Like I said, I'm delighted with it. So big thank you to Blackmill for the lovely theme. And I hope you did enjoy hearing it at the start. You may have been confused. It's groovy. Yeah, so that's sort of it for the podcast this week. Updates. So I've got the theme. I've got more space on this website. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you may remember my sort of format was I would come on, chat shit for half an hour, and then finish off with a song. When I used this new hosting website thing, I had to click a box saying I have the rights to all the music I played, which in previous episodes, guys. I did not. So, unfortunately, I can't go and re-upload all of them, because that's what I planned to do. Was once I had all the space, I was just going to go nuts and pop them all up there and get everything out. But that is not the case. So, very sorry, I can't put back on the older episodes, which isn't a terrific loss, you know. Weird thing about podcasts is, I suppose, like everything else, maybe not brain surgery, you have to be shit to begin with, and then you get better, you know. I mean, there are other things, you know. But every episode, I'm learning something. Every day is a school day, but every episode I'm making mistakes, and I'm learning from it. Like right now, I think maybe I've got the gain turned up too high. I don't know if you can hear this properly, but I had some feedback, thank you Jamie, saying he couldn't hear the episode as he was on an airplane. So I'll try turning up this gain a little bit more. But it's windy over there just now. It's 11:15 on the 10th of November at night. Very windy outside. So if you hear anything that sounds like bins crashing over, it's probably bins crashing over. So, yeah. Can you hear that car? I can hear the car. I can hear my headphones. And then just things like, you know, I am sitting in the living room. I don't have a booth. So if I move, the chair creaks. I want to go this way. Chair creaks again. So that's that. So, as I say, every day is a school day. Keep trying to learn. Keep pushing forward. The older episodes. The only one I'm not too delighted to lose was the Teenage Memories one. That's the one where I spoke about, you know, DJ Kami. The music we may have listened to, if you're around about my age. MSN memories, falling in love over a keyboard. Not a musical instrument, but sitting up to 2, 3 in the morning, talking to your beloved. And the Bebo, and all that pish. Bebo, facts. So, you know, I can't play the music that I heard on that. What else did I play on that? I think it's like Scooter. I don't remember. Got them saved in a USB somewhere in the spare room, which has become the sort of washing, drying room. I've got this indoor dryer. I don't know, you know, like things you see in gardens. A washing line, yeah. You know, the sort of triangular ones. I don't know. Yeah, I've got an indoor version of that, and it takes up the whole spare room, but you can fit a whole load of clothes on it. So hopefully that's that. What the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, drying the washing. Because washing needs dried, guys. Alright? I put it on a top today and it smelled fusty. Fucking disgusting. And if you don't smell good to yourself, what the fuck do you think other people think? I mean, you shouldn't care what other people think, but come on, if you smell bad, that's not good. Try and smell as good as you can. I may have told you before, went to a funeral once. Well, I've been to many, unfortunately, but this funeral that I went to, I don't own like a tailored cut-to-measure suit. You know, I go to Tesco or Matalan or something like that, and I just sort of try on a few jackets, and you know, it fits alright, so it doesn't look ridiculous, you know. Buy that cheap suit, £20 jacket, whatever. And this funeral was coming up, so I was still living at my parents' house at the time. And the funeral was coming up, so I went out and got myself a new jacket and trousers, and probably got a shirt and whatever. I own a black tie. You know, black ties, you can just reuse them. You know, doesn't matter how fat you get, the fucking tie still fits. So when I got this new suit, I got home, because that's where I lived, and I hung it up in the kitchen because it needs to be ironed, and that was fine. Machine washable. That's another thing. All the suit jackets I get, they're all machine washable. I've never owned clothes that needs to be dry cleaned. So it's hanging in the kitchen, and my mum, she's only done it like once, found this recipe in a magazine or online or something, and oh my god, you had to poach fish in milk with like onions and I don't know. She never made it again. Couldn't have been good. Anyway, that was fine. Cooked it, and life goes on. Not for the unfortunate person at the funeral, but anyway, I went to the funeral, and I'm sitting at the back, you know, because it's like a school bus. Cool kids at the back, and sorry. Oh god, fucking reeked of fish. Like, It wasn't even like going to the fish market type, like fresh fish. Yeah, fish doesn't smell great, but it wasn't like a nice fish smell. It was properly, oh Jesus, yeah. So obviously I'm not going to bail out the fear. It was disgusting. And there was a poor lady sitting next to me, and she's probably wondering why is this weird guy smelling like when I say smelling, reeking of fish, absolutely disgusting. And yeah, don't hang your clothes in the kitchen, kids. There's probably a reason that that's not a thing. So lesson learned. Again, you make these mistakes when you're young. Every day is a school day. So that was me fucking reeking of fish. Disgusting. Disgusting. Fucking wanting as. Yeah, it was gross. I don't remember how I got onto that now. What was I talking about? Podcasts? So I can't re-upload the old ones. That's fine. We move forward. We'll keep going. I mentioned last time I was meeting a friend, former co-worker, a friend of mine, with the intention of doing some podcast-related project. And we met for coffee. It's very nice. Got talking. All's good. Good energy. Good bounce. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to, at some point, everyone's busy. It's life. We're going to sit down and just record a few things, see what comes of it, see what happens. And I think the intention is we're going to use the Crack podcast. We'll use this podcast you're listening to now as the initial, not pilot. We're going to put them out on this to begin with, and see what works, what doesn't, ask for feedback and stuff like that. But then we'll branch off and make our own sort of, I don't say channel, I don't know what you mean, but you know how obviously on your player right now, like if I open it on my phone, you get the photograph of the cat, that's Hamish. That's like our logo channel thing or whatever. Yeah, we'll eventually make our own one. But at the moment, you're going to find different episodes popping up. But I'll let you know when it's coming. It'll be a wee while from now. What with Christmas and being busy and things. Being busy, speaking of which, I'm getting on okay at work. I'm enjoying it, which I think is the main thing. I don't hate it. I'm not anxious about going into it. It might be different. I'm not being mentored when I've not got somebody sitting there making sure I don't fuck up. But at the moment, I'm not scared of going to work. Different kind of pressure, different kind of stress. And it's constant. But I'm digging it. I like it. I like thinking constantly. I like the challenge, don't say I like the pressure, because that sounds terrible, but it's just constant, and you've always got to be thinking, and you've got to be trying to remember, and it's like trying to do a jigsaw, and the pieces keep moving. Ambulance dispatch, it's quite a strange job. So I think that's it for me with podcast related news and my job, I suppose, but you never asked about that, but I told you anyway. What else do I need to do in here? I'm gonna get you can't see what I'm looking at. I'm sitting in the corner right now with hard surfaces all around me, and apparently that's really bad for recording a podcast, so I'm going to try and get some sound absorbing materials and see how that goes. So hopefully that works. Is that it for this week? I don't think I've got much else to talk about. Just giving you a very quick update with what's going on. So yeah, we'll have our coffee. We're going to have the podcast project. Work's going fine. Thanks everyone for the feedback. Went into Lochgarten today. No monster. Just very windy. And did the wee chihuahua. So myself, Sharon, and the chihuahua had a wee walk. No monsters down there. There used to be. So there's Loch Malachy just past Lochgarten, and there's like a route you can take. I think it's like a mile. Whatever. It's not far. There used to be a massive anthill. Like huge, like properly, like my god, massive. And it was cool. You go up to it and you look really closely at it, and it was always moving. So it was, covered in swarming ants. And if you dropped a leaf or something onto it, it would move. They pick it up and get rid of it. But it's all gone, guys. People fucked it. It's all gone. No more. Poor ants. Used to be 3 or 4. Oh, it was 2 or 3. Yeah, I think there used to be 3. But the anthill's gone. And that was quite sad to see. So, I'm just going to leave it with that downer right there. Poor ants. Yeah. Had somebody get in touch. I said somebody, I can give the name, Becca, saying she'd like sort of recommendations on things on what to watch. I don't watch a lot of new things, quite boring like that. On Halloween, I watched Rosemary's Baby. I've read the book. Film, pretty disturbing. Really well done. Just unfortunately, it was made by, Roman Polanski. And if you don't know too much about him, I don't really want to get into it. It's kind of a mood killer. Don't think he was a good guy. Good film, though. Good filmmaker. But gotta separate the art from the artist. So, Rosemary's Baby. It's only like fucking almost 60 years old. So, if you haven't heard of it, it's alright. Good film. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I can tell you about it without ruining it. A young couple move into a big New York apartment building. There's Rosemary and her husband. And they meet their neighbours, an old couple. And Rosemary has a crazy dream. Yeah, probably the best way to put it. Pretty crazy dream. She gets pregnant, and with Rosemary's Baby, and then she just starts to suspect that her neighbours are maybe into witchcraft and stuff. And I won't tell you any more than that because it is almost like 60, it's like 50-something years old. But it's a good film. If you get a chance, check it out. So I watched that on Halloween, and then on my days off, I watched a thing on Netflix called The Watcher, which started off pretty good. I was enjoying it to begin with, but started to sort of, faded out, sort of lost steam. And I won't tell you how it ends or anything, but it doesn't resolve anything. It's very frustrating ending. I wanted it to close, and let you know definitively what happened, but it sort of just, it's like they got an idea and they got rolling, sort of like this podcast episode, without knowing where they were going to finish. So, I'd recommend Rosemary's Baby if you ever get the chance. The Watcher on Netflix, you can probably give that a miss. I hope that's what you want to hear, Becca, because I don't really have any written out film reviews. I've not watched any films lately. There's Cobra Kai on Netflix. If you get a chance to watch that, it's pretty good. If you would like the Karate Kid, he's cheesy stuff. So I'm going to leave this little wee one here with you guys. So this was more of an episode I was just excited to get a theme song. So this was the debut episode of the theme song, guys. I hope this has been an okay update. Please do get in touch. I'm going to see if this microphone where I've positioned it's been okay. It's a bit close. So do get in touch. Get us on all the social stuff. I don't use the Facebook because you have to log into your Facebook to use it, and I don't use Facebook. But I'm on Twitter and Instagram as well. You can get us on Twitter. We're at Podcast Crack. Capital P on podcast, capital C on crack. We're on Instagram, thecrack.podcast. You can email us, thecrackpodcastcontact@gmail.com. That's thecrackpodcastcontact@gmail.com. Get in touch, guys. Let me know how you're getting on, what's going on, what's up, what's on your mind. Is it your birthday? Happy birthday. It's always somebody's birthday. Hope you're good. So, now I can give credits. Big thank you to Blackmill for the theme. Thank you very much, Blackmill. And, well, guys, that is it for this week. So, as always, you look after yourself. Be good to each other. Don't take any shit. But just be good. Alright, I'll talk to you next time, guys. Bye for now.